what am I going to eat for lunch? I have kidney disease. I'm busy. I'm on the run. What am I going to do when I'm at work, or what am I going to do when we're out shopping? Then tune in for the next 5 minutes or so while we talk about how you can make lunch successful, no matter what and where you are, to keep your kidney health on track. So if you don't know us, we are a group of renal dietitians. You can find us at kidneynutritioninstitute.org, and we are passionate about how good nutrition, like really good personalized nutrition, can help people preserve their kidney function. And we see it all the time, every single day. Okay, so let's talk about lunch. What are you going to do? A couple simple tips to make lunch success every day. The number one thing, hands down, that can help lunch be successful, and we'll talk about some specific foods, but it's just to think ahead a little bit. So often we are used to just running out of the door, or, like we just go through the day, and lunch is almost an afterthought, even though it's a very important meal. For some of our folks with polycystic kidney disease, that can be their first meal of the day because they're fasting. For other of our people with chronic kidney disease, it's a very important meal to get in some really good quality nutrients and calories. So the number one thing is to think ahead a little bit about where you're going to be, and what you like to have for lunch. A lot of people really like a simple lunch, but if you're breaking a fast, for example, you're going to want to have a lunch that has, some substance to it, definitely some good fat in there, a little bit of good quality protein, and a little bit of carbohydrate. But thinking ahead can be so powerful. So let's say that you're going to be out for the day. You're not sure if you're going to be home for lunch or not. And if you're not going to be anywhere where they have something where you can go eat, and all the food choices are just going to be like McDonald's or whatever, then you can always just plan to pack something. And it can be something as simple as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bring in some vegetables along with it as well. Just, some carrots in a bag. If you know some of the restaurants where you're going to be at, you can look on the menu. And if you're on a fully plant-based diet, then of course you're going to look for some of the plant-based options. Sometimes that means you're focusing on side dishes. You're looking what they have for salads. And if you're like, but those salads are so salty anyways, you can always bring along your own dressing. Now, if you're at home and lunch is kind of an afterthought, or maybe you just snack all throughout the day and you just don't eat lunch, may I recommend that you give your gut some time without food, meaning that you don't snack all day and then you have dinner, but you have a breakfast, you have lunch, you have dinner. So lunch then can become a really powerful meal. We love to make sure that the lunch is full of powerful nutrients. We think of like eat the rainbow. What colors can I put in my lunch? Salads are a good example of how you can really pack a lot of colors and nutrients into a lunch. Sandwiches or wraps can work also really well because, again, you can pack a lot of nutrients in there. Maybe you have a little bit of avocado, and then you're doing some salad in there and some shredded carrots and some, maybe some shredded cabbage or some cabbage or broccoli slaw mix that's already cut up. So you just can put it in there. You're going to have tons of colors and fiber in your lunch meal. Now, the other tip, and I'm looking at my notes over here on the side, is once you've thought ahead and you kind of think, what am I going to do for lunch? Sometimes what that also means is if you're going to be at lunch most days and you're going to be busy, is that you meal prep for the week. And maybe you do one type of lunch for the whole week that you can eat on. For myself, I really like to meal prep chopped salads, where they're make-ahead salads. And I use collard greens. That's what I have in my garden. And they're really hearty. And so I'll slice them up really thin. And then I mix it with a few cranberries and pumpkin seeds and, just all sorts of, different things. So I get some sweet and some salty flavors. And then I put a dressing on it with a little bit of extra olive oil, and I can let that sit in the fridge for several days and always just have my lunch ready to go. And I don't even have to do much with it. So a couple things you can do there. All right. Plan ahead. like, I can't even say, I mean, every single meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, if you just think ahead just a little bit, can be really powerful. If you need help thinking ahead, you're not still sure what to eat, that is why you work with a dietitian, or you can join our community. Either one of those is where we can share some recipes and talk through your lifestyle and really get it very personalized to you and what you need. Okay, so number one. Number two, make sure that you include plenty of fiber and healthy fats. And again, that comes down to where are you going to put some of these incredible vegetables into your diet. There's tons of vegetables that you can utilize, even if you have a potassium restriction. So you have your salads, you have carrots, you have snap peas, you have peppers, all of those, just those are the simple ones we're all familiar with, can fit really well in a healthy diet. Healthy fats. This is one that I feel like it doesn't matter what stage of kidney disease, the fat is so important. If you're following a very low protein diet, you have to find ways to put in extra fat. If you're following a plant-focused ketogenic diet for polycystic kidney disease, of course, that diet's all about fat. So where are you going to put fat in your lunch? For some people, that means that they do, one of our favorite mixes is people will mix a little bit of pesto with some mayo, and they get this really nice dip, and they can mix in extra olive oil as well. So you can get those powerful polyphenols from the olive oil in with the pesto and the mayo. And then people like to dip vegetables in it or put it in their wrap. Some people just use straight pesto because it is a really good source of fat with the olive oil they make in it. Sometimes it means that they're doing a salad dressing. And a lot what we recommend is that you're going to do a salad dressing that has, look at the flavor profile. Does it have a lot of preservatives in it? And then you can always cut it with some extra olive oil, and that helps it go further and have, makes it fast for you instead of making all your dressings homemade. You can also use lemon and olive oil. You can use balsamic vinegar and olive oil, but either way, that helps you get some fat into your lunch meal. That fat not only will help boost your calories for the day, so you can stay really calorie level, help you stay satiated as well. Now, if you're out and about, you're not going to be able to modify so well with some of those little tips. So in that case, I would focus on getting a lunch wherever you're at that has the most possible vegetables you can find. Where is the most possible colors and vegetables that you can find? And that can be a great place to start for your lunch. Okay. The last one is that we do recommend that people think about, for sure, what kind of protein are they going to put with their lunch? Protein gets such a bad rap in the kidney world, and it's true that right now the recommendation is to limit your protein, but you must have some protein to be able to grow hair and for your hormones to function and for your body to work right and to build muscle. So having some sort of protein with your lunch is very important. Things that our patients often like to use for their lunch protein can be nuts like cashews, or if you're following a more low oxalate approach, so use pecans or macadamia nuts, pumpkin seeds or pepitas, sunflower seeds can be a protein, and those all mix well. People like to use beans, of course. Some people will do a marinated or a baked tofu that they can just put on their salad. Those are all some of your good plant-based options. For some of our patients that are not 100% plant-based, they're using like a boiled egg with their lunch, and that works really, really well for them, or some pre-cooked fish, and they'll put some fish on as well. And those are some other things that our patients will use to add in just a little bit of protein with their lunch, keep the meal balanced, and help them feel really good. Okay, so lunch as a recap, and let's see, my notes just this way went down. Plan ahead, plan ahead, plan ahead, plan ahead. Just think ahead just a little bit, and you'll find that gives you so much success. Make sure that you include some fiber in there. I think mostly from vegetables or whole grains, or even those beans are a good source. Make sure you include some fat. Most people can at least do a little bit of avocado. Yes, it's high in potassium, but most people, even my patients that are on potassium restriction, can do like a quarter avocado and be successful. Eat the rainbow, try and get some colors in there. It doesn't have to be that you chop tons of vegetables up. You can just get like a broccoli slaw, which has purple and green in it, and then have an apple and now you got red. So put some colors in there. And then finally, remember to put in some sort of a protein source, nuts, beans, maybe a tofu or tempeh. If you're not totally plant-based, a little bit of egg or a little bit of fish can also be really good. So that's it for tonight. Happy Saturday, going into a holiday weekend for our people in the States. Happy 4th of July. I hope that you found something valuable here. If you have questions or you need more ideas, go ahead and comment below on some questions that you might have, and we will get to answering those as quickly as possible. And then, of course, we would love to work with you. If you're looking for someone to create a personalized plan for you, work one-on-one with a dietitian who can really look at what your needs are, then reach out to us on our website, kidneynutritioninstitute.org. Click on Work with Us. And once you're there, you'll fill out an application and our admin will get back to you in about 24 hours to set you up with the right dietitian. So that's all for now. Thank you for joining us and looking forward to sharing a little bit more tomorrow. Bye-bye.